Hey guys, this is Carmen from Moon River Yoga, and this is my 20-minute long PC Hawk Balance Yoga class. In yoga, there are no requirements, there's no judgment. Doesn't matter what you look like, only matters how you feel. Remember, as we move through this, you can always modify, you can always make changes, or take a break whenever you need. Do whatever you need to do to keep yourself safe. And remember to breathe. Let's start seated. You can sit cross-legged if that feels okay, or however works best for you. Really long through the spine, so the top of the head is reaching up towards the ceiling. Find a place where the arms feel comfortable, where you can let the hands release and be soft. And let's just take a few breaths here. Big, deep breaths, breathing in and out through the nose if you can, through the mouth if you need. Let the belly fill like a balloon, and then empty all that air out. Empty, empty. Starting fresh every time. Big, deep breath in. Big, deep breath out. We're using this breath to kind of change speeds from our day. Getting ready for our yoga. We're going to start with a little bit of a warm-up and then move into some different poses. Still sitting nice and tall. Next time you're exhaling, let the head lower down so the chin comes to the chest. Think about that breath. Imagine that you could send it into the back of your neck. And let's roll the right ear over to the right shoulder. Stretching out the left side of the neck, still breathing. On an exhale, let the chin come back down to the chest and roll the left ear to the left shoulder. Good. One more time, come back to center. Let the head float back up. Next, we'll take sun breath. So reach the fingertips out on either side, lower them down. On an inhale, sweep the fingertips out and up overhead. And exhale, slowly float back down. These are sun breaths. We're going to do a few of them. You can move at the speed of your own breath. Inhale to reach out and up. Exhale to lower back down. 2 more. When you're done with that second one, we're going to take the arms back up, reaching up, up, up. Hold that length, hold that reach. As you exhale this time, fold forward. Coming into a forward fold, crawl the fingertips away. We want to be nice and long through the back, through the spine. Sending your breath where you can feel the hips. And what do I mean by that? Imagine that you could send that breath where you feel that something is kind of tight or squished, and create a little more space there. Let's make our way to tabletop. You can roll forward over your knees, or you can bring your legs around, and we're going to come to hands and knees, or tabletop. For cat and cow pose, we start with a nice flat back. Hands are lined up under the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. As you breathe in, let the belly drop down. Lift the top of the head towards the ceiling. As you exhale or breathe out, reach the spine up towards the ceiling and tuck the chin into the chest. So inhale, breathe in, drop the belly down. Exhale, breathe out, reach the spine up. Kind of opening through the front body as you inhale. Opening through the back as you exhale. A few more. And come back to hands and knees with a nice flat back. Next, we're going to take downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide. Really think about pressing down with the knuckles. We want to keep our wrists safe. Toes curl under. When you're ready and you're pressing strong through the hands, lift the knees and reach the hips up and back. Maybe keep a bend in your knees at first. We want to be strong through the arms, strong and straight through the spine. And let's walk the legs out. So carefully we bend one knee and then the other, side to side, kind of like we're pedaling the feet. You can call this walking the dog. And then as you walk your dog side to side, maybe you start to walk the feet forward towards the hands till they make it all the way up to the wrists. And we're going to take forward fold or ragdoll. So you can pick the hands up. We're hanging forward, keeping a little bit of bend in the knees, letting the head be really heavy. Let's nod the head, shake the head side to side to release. We just want it hanging there. Neck is really soft. Same with the shoulders and the arms. They hang heavy. If your hands reach all the way to the floor, you can grab your opposite arm or elbow and let the arms release that way. Maybe you want to shift weight into the right foot and the left foot, or kind of sway side to side. Just do what feels good to you. We're going to start to make our way up, but we're going to go in slow motion. So we're still breathing, and so slowly, let's start to roll the spine up to standing. Keep that chin tucked. It's going to be the last thing that lifts. And finally, the head comes up, standing nice and tall. Let's shake out the arms and legs. Next, for mountain pose, we put the feet on the floor right underneath the hips. We stand really tall, shoulders back and down. Think fingertips reaching towards the floor. At the same time, the top of your head reaching up towards the ceiling. We're going to create as strong a stance as we can here. So starting at the ground, can you strengthen your feet? So you're pushing your feet into the floor. Can you strengthen around your ankles? Can you tighten the muscles around the ankles, through the calves and around the knees? Can you hold strong in the muscles through the thighs and even the hips? Through the core and the chest, everything's holding really strong. Try not to lose that strength, that engagement. Fingertips are reaching down, top of the head is reaching up. Still breathing, but we're just holding everything tight for a moment. Big deep breath, big inhale, and exhale, release. Good job, shake it out. Let's play with balance here, starting with our tree pose. So come back to that strong stance just like we were doing for mountain. Hands come to the hips. We'll shift weight over to the left foot. You might want to find somewhere where you can hold your gaze, something that you can look at that isn't moving, that's not going to make you wobbly. And then we're going to pick up the right heel, come up on the right toes. So we want to start by finding balance here. When you're ready, you can turn the right knee out to the side and then slide that right foot into the left ankle. For tree pose, you can stay right here. If you want to go a little further, you can see about bringing the foot up to the inner calf. Or maybe you want to try reaching down and bringing the foot up to the inner thigh. Wherever you are is fine. You can play with it. You can come in and out of the pose. If you fall out, come right back in. You have the option to keep your hands on your hips. Maybe press the hands together at the heart or reach the arms up by the ears. Another breath or two on this side. When you're ready to come out, bring the arms back down to the hips first and gently release that leg down. We don't want to fall out of it. We want to slowly come out of it if we can. Setting up on the other side. Hands to the hips. This time, find whatever you're going to focus on. Shift your weight over to the right foot. Come up on the left toes. Take a moment to settle in here, and when you're ready, you can turn the left knee out to the side and then slide the foot in to the ankle, maybe up to the calf or up to the thigh. Same options for the arms here, whatever you want to try. Keep the hands on the hips, press the hands together at the chest, or reach the arms up. 2 more breaths in tree pose. Bring the arms down if they're lifted, and carefully, slowly release the left leg back down. Shake out the legs. Good job. Next is warrior pose. Start with hands on the hips, bend the knees. We're going to shift weight over onto the left foot, but we're going to step or slide the right foot back. So it's almost like we're in a lunge. Our left knee is bent and that back leg is straight. When you're ready from here, sweep the arms up by the ears. This is warrior. Remember to breathe even as you're holding. We're really strong here. We want to keep that strength as we make our way to side warrior. And how do we do that? The back heel, that right heel, it's going to lower down to the mat and we open up to the right side. Arms reach to front and back. Instead of reaching up towards the ceiling, left arm's going to reach forward, right arm's going to reach back. So check in with the legs if you need. Make sure you're still bending in the left knee, straight through the right leg. If it feels okay, turn and look out over your left fingertips. Side warrior. When you're ready to come out of this side warrior, think about shifting your weight. So you're kind of reaching your body forward. And we want to see if we can take one giant step and bring the back foot all the way up to the front foot. So we're standing tall again. Setting up to try the same thing on the other side. With hands on the hips, bend the knees, shift weight over to the right foot this time, and step or slide the left foot back. So we're kind of in a lunge here. The front knee is bent, the back leg is straight. Keep the spine straight up and down, and sweep the arms up by the ears, warrior pose. Still breathing. Let's make our way to that side warrior. So right now, our hearts, our chests are facing towards the front. We want to open up to the left. So as we open to the left, we're going to lower the back heel, the left heel down to the floor. And we're going to switch the arms so they're reaching to front and back instead of up. This time in side warrior, with that right knee bent, we're going to turn and look out over right fingertips. So we're turning the neck to the right. Staying strong, you're doing great. 2 more breaths. When your second breath is done and you're ready to come out, shift your weight forward and see if you can Bigfoot step that left foot all the way up to the top. Back to mountain pose, back to standing tall. Next, I've got a fun one for you. This is normally called eagle pose, but we're going to change it up because it's cooler to be a hawk. So this is going to be hawk pose. Let's start standing and bring our right arm up in front of us. And we're going to sweep the left arm underneath. So we're kind of hooking our left elbow underneath the right elbow. If you can kind of keep twisting that left arm around the right arm, you can add a little bit more. It's like you're winding your left arm around your right. And then from here, we're going to bend the knees, shift our weight over onto the left foot. And when you're ready, try bringing the right leg on top of the left. So you're hooking your right knee on top of your left knee. So arms are twisted, legs are twisted. If you want to see about kind of reaching the right leg around the back of the left, that's fine. You're doing great. Keep breathing. If you fall out, come right back in. This is a crazy balance pose. And my favorite part of this hawk pose is coming out of it when you're ready to release. On an inhale, unwind everything. Step that right foot out wide. Sweep the arms out and all the way up. And big exhale, release everything down. Shake it out. Let's try that on the other side. Start by bringing the left arm up in front. Sweep the right arm underneath. So hook that right elbow underneath the left. And maybe even bring that right hand around in between the left wrist and the face. Keep wrapping. Bend the knees. This time we shift weight over onto the right foot. We're finding balance here. And we're going to see if we can cross the left knee over the top of the right. Twist the legs around one another. Keep a little bend in the knees. That's going to make this easier. If you fall out, don't worry about it. It takes practice. Another breath in hawk pose. And let's fly our hawk on this side. As you inhale, unwind, step that left foot out, sweep out and up. Good. Exhale, release down. Awesome job, guys. Shake it out. Now we'll start to make our way down to the floor and lower all the way down to bellies. Reaching the legs out behind. Arms stay down by the hips. Setting up for boat pose. You can bring your chin, lips, forehead, whatever feels best, down to the floor. Take a big deep breath in. And as you exhale, lift the head and chest and lift the legs, coming right up into boat. You can pick the hands up and hover. And then you have the option, you can stay right here, keep breathing. You can even lower and come back in. Or if you want to go further to bow pose, you can see about bending the knees, reaching back with the hands to grab the ankles or feet, and then lifting up. Wherever you are is fine, no requirements, except that you continue to breathe. Let's hold another breath here. Go ahead and release down nice and easy. Float your hands up and bring them to the floor under the shoulders. Let's press into the hands, come up through hands and knees, and make our way to child's pose. For child's pose, we sit the hips back to the heels and then lower the belly all the way down. You can build a little stack out of your arms to rest your head on, or you can lower your head all the way down. Take a few breaths here. Imagine again that you could send that breath where you wanted. Send it into the back. Send it into the spine and those areas that we're working hard. Let it help to soften and relax. And when you're ready, you can walk the hands in, coming up, and make your way back around to seated, bringing the legs out front. We'll take the legs out wide for wide leg forward fold. They don't have to be 100% as wide as you can go. Just maybe 75% or so. Sit up really nice and tall. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, think about keeping the back flat as you hinge forward. Arms can reach out in front. You can bring fingertips down. Some people are really flexible. They can almost lay down in between their legs. Whatever this pose looks like is perfectly fine. Let's walk the hands over towards the right foot. So we're hinging towards the right. And slowly come back through center over to the left side. Same thing, hinging towards the left. Once more back to the center. And bring the hands all the way back in. Sitting up tall. Fold the legs in so you can bring the soles of the feet together. And keeping soles of the feet together like this, let's lower down onto our backs once more. Rest the shoulders and elbows down, but bring the hands in so that you can put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Let your knees be heavy, and the feet are soft. Everything's kind of softening and releasing here. No squeezing, no holding in the neck or the shoulders. And take some big deep breaths. Let the belly fill and empty. Fill and empty. If it feels safe, you can let your eyes close as we just take our final relaxation here. Imagine with every exhale that you're melting down into the floor, softening little by little. Just a couple more breaths. And this is a good time to remind yourself that you can always take time to slow down and breathe and find balance. When you're ready, roll yourself to one side or the other and come back up to seated one more time. If your eyes are closed, let them open as you do this and take a few deep breaths. And give yourself a nice big smile. You deserve it. I thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.